Imagine a heavenly council, not made of tables and chairs, but of pulsating light and ineffable power. In the center, the presence, radiating love and justice. To his right, Gabriel, the force of communication, the herald of divine messages, his wings ready to cross the vastness of the universe. To his left, Michael, the celestial warrior, the embodiment of strength and loyalty, his sword of truth shining brightly. But today, a shadow hangs over this glorious assembly. Lucifer, once the most beautiful and brilliant of created beings, the bearer of light, now displays in his gaze a restlessness that disturbs the very harmony. A seed of doubt has been planted in his heart, a discordant note in the celestial symphony. What could this disturbance be capable of inciting a fissure in the realm of perfection? At the height of his glory, Lucifer radiated a beauty that captivated all who beheld him. His intelligence was insightful, his creativity boundless. He led the heavenly choirs in praise, and the melody emanating from his seraph echoed throughout creation. Yet an insidious stillness began to settle in his soul. Observing the ceaseless adoration directed solely to the source of all existence, a thought began to germinate, subtle as a growing shadow at dawn. And my own beauty? And my own light? Do they not also deserve recognition? It was a question not yet spoken, but it was already tinging his thoughts with a new hue. He began to contemplate his own capabilities, his undeniable power, and a sense of worthiness began to swell his spirit. He found himself observing Gabriel on his missions, carrying messages of weight and purpose, and Michael, leading the hosts in displays of power in the name of justice. In his mind, the scales of importance began to tip in his favor. Have you ever felt this way, talented and capable, wondering if your worth is being properly recognized? How do we deal with these moments of internal evaluation? Share in the comments. The seed of doubt blossomed in Lucifer like a weed in a well-tended garden. He began to find flaws, previously imperceptible, in the established order. In subtle conversations with other celestial beings, he raised questions, planting small suggestions that perhaps there were other ways, other approaches. It wasn't an outright rebellion, but a gradual erosion of trust. He argued about freedom, about autonomy, using his natural eloquence to paint a picture where each being could shine with their own intensity without the need for constant reference to the source. Gabriel, ever attentive to harmony and truth, noticed this subtle shift. His words became more cautious when addressing Lucifer, his eyes carrying a veiled concern. Michael, with his keen perception of any threat to order, sensed a growing tension in the celestial environment. He observed Lucifer with penetrating seriousness, sensing that something fundamental was at stake. In our journey of faith, have we ever encountered voices that question authority and the established order? How do we discern between honest doubt and destructive dissatisfaction? Share your thoughts in the comments. The atmosphere in the celestial council became palpable. The presence called an assembly to reaffirm the principles of creation and the purpose of each being. Gabriel, with clarity and love, recalled the beauty of interdependence, the strength that lies in unity under a greater purpose. Michael, with the firmness of a guardian, emphasized the importance of loyalty and trust in the wisdom of the source. Lucifer, however, used his brilliant oratory to present an alternative vision, speaking of untapped potential, of the beauty of the diversity of paths. His words, though seemingly persuasive, carried a subtle aroma of self-exaltation. The tension was almost unbearable. Choices were being made, silently, in the hearts of every being present. Gabriel and Michael remained steadfast in their loyalty, but a considerable portion of the heavenly host found themselves divided by Lucifer's seductive words. Do you believe that the pursuit of unfettered autonomy can sometimes distance us from a greater purpose? Is there a healthy limit to individuality within a belief system? Share your thoughts in the comments. the inevitable fracture occurred. Lucifer's refusal to align with the established order became an open challenge to the authority of the source. It was not a prolonged debate, but a clear declaration of intent. Lucifer, along with the angels who followed him in his vision of self-exaltation, chose a different path. The pain of separation reverberated throughout creation. Gabriel witnessed the departure of those who once sang in harmony, their hearts now darkened by the illusion of self-sufficiency. Michael, with sadness but unwavering determination, prepared to defend order and justice. It was not a battle of hatred, but a natural consequence of choice. Those who chose to turn away from the source of all life and light found themselves in a realm of inner shadows, darkness being the absence of the presence they rejected. How do you imagine the emotional impact of this separation in the celestial realm? When we face choices that distance us from our core values, what are the inevitable consequences we experience? Leave your comment. The fall of Lucifer and his followers was not the end of the story, but the prelude to a new chapter in the relationship between the spiritual realm and the world that would be created. Gabriel continued to be the messenger of hope and guidance, his words echoing with the promise of redemption. Michael remained the protector, his unwavering strength defending those who sought truth and justice. And Lucifer, now shrouded in his own darkness, relentlessly sought to divert others from the path of light, sowing doubt and discord in the hearts of humanity. The story of Gabriel, Michael, and Lucifer is not just a tale of the past, but a mirror of the choices we face daily. Humility and loyalty versus pride and self-sufficiency. The battle between light and shadow continues to unfold in every heart, in every decision. The journey between the light of loyalty and the shadow of rebellion is a complex tapestry, isn't it? The story of Gabriel, Michael, and Lucifer invites us to reflect on the choices that shape not only our destiny, but the very fabric of spiritual reality. If this exploration of the depths of biblical history touched your heart and awakened your mind, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more insights and reflections on Scripture. Your like is a sign that this content is relevant to you, and your comments enrich our community with different perspectives and learnings. Which aspect of this story resonated most deeply with you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your thoughts and feelings about this powerful narrative. May the light of truth always guide your choices.